Alrighty everyone, what's going on? This is the Warden and I'm actually bringing you a new game today that actually just came out on the Google Play Store and the iOS Store that's called Pokemon Rumble Rush. Now, the cool thing about this game is this is, for those of you that have never played a Rumble Rush game in the past, this is actually the 4th iteration in the series. This game was originally going to be known as Pokeland or Poke Island Adventures. This game did not just poof from the ether. I know a lot of people said that there was no information about this game. There was. It just was a year ago and the game was under a different name. So this game is actually pretty cool. I have played it just a little bit already just to kind of get a feel for it, and I have my qualms about this game, but I am going to still play through it with you guys. This is actually a game that I kind of got lost in a little bit earlier, and there are some intentional slowdowns to the game like every mobile game. But all in all, I say that this game is actually pretty fun. We're going to kind of get into it now. Is that it's set up kind of the way Pokemon Quest is, and you guys will see right now. Okay, gonna practice with Rattata. So, as you guys see, it's kind of like a tap adventure style game. Now, it's set up slightly differently than the way Pokemon Quest was. Because with Pokemon Quest, like, you were just clicking a little box, your Pokemon would attack. But this is kind of the same way. Your Pokemon runs towards the end of the stage. All the stages are, say, they're dynamically built. But I'm not 100% sure of how true that actually is. So every time you go to a stage, it's always going to be different. It's the Pokemon that are on the stage, it'll tell you which one those are. The tutorial is very long, and it kind of forces you to do things, which is a little infuriating, but you're gonna have to stick through this with me. Okay, so the general gist of this game is you can kind of adventure through different islands that you scan for. And basically your object is to battle through these boss Pokemon as you see it on this island. So like you have to check their battle requirements, catch a Pokemon with 100 CP or higher. They went with the whole CP system the same way with Pokemon Go and everything else. So in order for you to challenge, it says be recognized by them, but basically in order for you to challenge the boss, you need to basically do this. You need to fulfill their catch requirements. Sure, it doesn't actually matter where I click because it's gonna find something close to where you pick. And there you go. Ooh. Okay. So there is the cool dynamic as well as that they have in Pokemon Quest, which is like the whole dodging mechanic. It's gonna be very weird to do on the computer with a mouse, but it seems to be working fine so far. So I'm not really gonna complain too much. But the way that the dodge mechanic is supposed to work is you're supposed to kind of swipe in the direction that you want to dodge. In here, that doesn't really count because the direction that I want to go in is basically dictated by my mouse cursor. Ooh, yeah, I got a Pidgey. Cool. So basically, what you're doing is you're going to be traveling from island to island. Well, it's something cool that you get. Ooh, this move does not make me jump. As you see, that Pidgey there had a little gold thing around it. That basically means that Pidgey is a guaranteed catch. Also, when you knock out Pokemon like that, where they're woozy, that means that it's going to be a catch as well. So there's a few different things that indicate when you're going to catch Pokemon. Another cool thing to note is that... Oh my god. This is a horrible move to hit with. It is has a very small hitbox. So here's the thing. Okay, wait. Kinda. I know it's super effective against him because it's a dark type move. There you go. So if you guys haven't heard it by now, you definitely heard that the music is the same for every single stage. The winning music is the same. It's very, very annoying very quickly. So I'd say that if you're on your phone, you can probably turn it off and play something else in the background, but that's totally up to you. The cool thing about this is basically they send you back, they'll tell you how to get different things. So there's things to do in every single stage. The ideal thing is to catch multiple of each. Oh, okay. That's 60. The ideal thing is to basically go back and farm stages for Pokemon that you want. As far as I have seen, Pokemon do not evolve. So if you catch a Pidgey that has a high CP and a good move, you just now have a Pidgey with that move. And there's no real way to guarantee catches from what I've seen. What there is, though, is that as you catch multiples of these Pokemon, for instance, like you see me catching a lot of Pidgeys, if you catch a certain number of them, which I will definitely have a firm number a little bit later on, once you have caught a certain number of these Pokemon, it will give you a catch bonus. So it'll tell you like, and I got a Meowth with exactly 100 CP. Great. It'll tell you like, your catch bonus for Pidgey is now 1 higher. And what that means is that you have a higher chance to catch that Pokemon when you see it. Yes, now I can challenge Eradicate. And now it's going to force me to challenge it. I actually probably would want to keep this Rattata, but... oh, and it actually did let me keep it. Great. So normally what happens is, as you kind of go through this, like when you go to the stage that you're on, it does basically put you with like, it says like, you can pick like a recommended, it'll pick like recommended Pokemon, and usually your recommended Pokemon is your most powerful. But sometimes it does actually take into account like what the Pokemon's weakness is. For instance, I have this Rattata that knows Revenge, which I've never gotten before, and this like Revenge is super effective against normal types because it's a dark move. Excuse me, sorry about that. And that's really important. That's important to understand because super effective and type balances and things like that is a thing in this game. So it's like, you defeated a boss. Every time you defeat a boss, you get a search feather, and then what this basically does is it allows you to go to another area and explore and catch those Pokemon. Cool. I really want a Magnemite here. There are certain Pokemon that are limited to basically that stage that you're in. Magnemite is definitely one of them. Magnemite's also very annoying to catch. I was lucky my previous playthrough that like the first time around you get Magnemite. My first time around I got Magnemite. But just keep in mind that you can play the stage as many times as you want. So if you're looking for a Pokemon with a specific kind of skill, or a skill in a certain, I guess like a certain type efficiency, you can play the stage as many times as you want, so there's nothing holding you back from doing that. As you kind of play through it, your Pokemon get better, and your Pokemon, the Pokemon you catch get better, so the more you catch of a certain Pokemon, the more you're gonna be able to kind of like go through and get what you want. Now, the downside to this tutorial is... Fierce Fights. Okay. Assurance. Keeping multiple Pokemon is of the same... Like, keeping multiple of the same Pokemon with different moves is actually going to be really helpful for you later in the game. Because you'd be surprised, like, how important type balance actually is. I didn't catch Eradicate, and I didn't catch a Magnemite, so I gotta go back. There is definitely nothing forcing you to catch all the Pokemon by any means. They're never going to force you to go back and play it, because a lot of these games are based on just like you continuing progress and other things like that. but certain Pokemon are more common to catch, and then there's the ones that they only spawn like once or twice in the stage. Those are the ones that you probably want a little more of. And you'd be surprised, just because something like Magnemite, who is a Steel Lightning type, is going to be something that you're going to want for battles later on. So the issue with it is that there is a lot of like, or not the issue, actually the fun part about this game is there's a lot of grinding that can be done. So if you're looking for a Pokemon of a certain type, you definitely going to be able to do that. The downside is there's absolutely no way to guarantee that you're going to get a Pokemon. So that's kind of the problem, is that you can be playing through it and you're going to be stuck with whatever you get. So like, you can catch a really high CP Pokemon that has like a trash move, and then you're just kind of stuck with it. There's no trading of that. Yeah, I know you want to give me advice. So one of the things I do want to do is I really want to get a Magnemite before I leave this stage. Because even a Magnemite with a Steel move is going to be something that I'm going to want. The downside is that once you leave this island... give. Oh, damn it. That would have been great. He had a move that paralyzed me. Most likely Thunder Wave. There are Pokemon that have like, you'll get Gloom. Gloom has Poison Powder, and Gloom's always a good Pokemon to have. Getting Pokemon with effect moves are very rare, but you can definitely do it, and it is beneficial to you having it. Like Poison, it does inflict like a little bit of base damage, and then it burns you over time. It poisons you over time. So you take that poison damage, and that's something that you probably want to have. Alright, let's see. Scratch, Assurance, Rank 2. Okay. There you go. So this is what I meant. So catch bonus level went up. You have an additional star on catch bonus, which means that you're more likely to catch that Pokemon when you encounter it, which means more Pokemon are going to get stunned, and you're going to be able to basically take them out quicker. Give. No. As you guys have seen as well, this is not the same, like, yes, it's the same stage per se, because it always ends in the same boss battle, but it's not the same layout. Like, different Pokemon spawn, they spawn in different patterns and other things like that. So it's not exactly playing the same stage over and over again, but it still is very similar to doing that. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. I keep saying. I don't know why I kept saying Revenge is a dark type and not a fighting type, but. So, as you can see, you can kind of like quick attack it. It's kind of the same way it's done in Pokemon Go. You can either just tap really quickly and hit them with a non-charged version. Your Pokemon doesn't necessarily have a charge move, it just has a charged up version of said move. Feint Attack, Dark, Endurance, Dark. No, I don't want to use a Guide Feather Lift for another stage. I really want freaking Magnemite. I'm gonna get the bright side to the increase catches when you raise your catch rate. Oh, there you go, a Magnemite. Perfect. The benefit to this is that you catch more Pokemon, which means that you have an increased, basically, you'll increase your catch rate quicker. But the amount that it requires you to catch, to increase your catch rate, is a little insane. So you'll see that as you go later on, like the amount that you have to catch is a little bit excessive. But I digress. So as you can see, if you hold down the charge button, you can basically issue a charge attack version of whatever you're going to do, which effectively critically hits and deals more damage, but obviously you can't do anything as you're charging it, so you become an open target. 94, 82, Spark. Yes, and he has another lightning move, which is going to be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to swap out my Pokemon. Where am I going next, actually? Let's see. Search. Oh, we're going for Butterfree. Oh, I'm definitely taking a Magnemite then. The cool thing is that you can kind of switch out your Pokemon. Like, I mean, you can switch out your Pokemon even as you join the stage. And I haven't seen any harm that comes from doing that. Wow, 3 catches just like that. It's probably never going to happen again. The other thing as well that you can do is you can actually... I'll see if I can do it here. Oh, there you go. So there is bonuses for hitting multiple Pokemon at the same time. I haven't actually seen it do anything. I haven't seen it give me any rewards or anything like that, but I guess it is possible later on because of the challenge system that maybe there is like a hit so many Nices in one stage or something along those lines, because I don't see it give any extra points at the end of the stage or more coins or anything like that. Oh, there we go. Usually when you go through these stages, it's usually the second run through that gives you your new Pokemon. So I finally got a Pokemon that has 130 CP, and he knows Gust, which is actually going to be beneficial for taking on this Ivysaur. Ivysaur's requirements were that I need to, yeah, there you go, catch a Butterfree and have a Pokemon that was 130 CP or higher. Gust is actually an interesting move because of the way that it affects them. Oh, I thought that was gonna kill him. Gust actually works just like you'd think it does. It just kind of affects a giant area in front of you, so wherever you're clicking, if you're trying to hit combos, there's a few of them that are really difficult to hit combos with. Like you see, Revenge as the fighting move was hard to do. Gust is a little bit easier.